Playing at your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept.
We are back for another episode of Behind the Counter Podcast. Can like that?
Can we get one more of those just for posterity's sake?
It's been some time.
There we go. There we go.
Well, we are live here behind the counter. Another week here on Insane Games TV. I'm back here on the show, even though it was well maintained during my absence.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike took the helm here, and I tried to do his own Oz, but I don't know how those went.
They were good. We all had a little turn at it.
They match up, though?
I'm not sure if they quite matched up. They might have been better, but
nope.
Chat, you let us know.
Other than that, gentlemen, how's it been going the last? I mean, obviously, we've seen each other around the store here and there, but
I mean,
as the show goes.
Mike, Steve and I, on the other hand, had to ask Mike if Dan was alive.
I've been out the door at 3 o'clock. The Little League season has expired for a couple weeks until we hit tournament time at the end of June. So, busy couple of weeks, and we're back at it, ready to go. And then, of course, we have this new addition.
little dog.
Dan didn't have enough going on. We got a new employee here at the store.
A furry friend.
Who right now is chewing on his leash, who's being a menace. Little Ashe, hey, stop it. But you seem to like the Oz to start to show out, so he's doing a little part there.
If Dan wasn't balding before, he's gonna be balding from this dog. He's been chasing him around, pulling his hair out.
Well, I did post on Instagram that he was running around with the dog ball. Hey, come here.
It took exactly 1 minute and a half for Mike to make a bald statement. Hi! Immediately looked at the notepad and was like, hey! Bottle cap, Dad, this is great.
He is in the process of teething right now, so everything looks delicious to him. Or at least to massage his teeth while they are growing in.
I know.
Especially Dan's
You
arms
spoiled
and wrists.
baby.
But he's not too bad. He does, I have noticed, as we're walking out, I looked at him and Mike walking out together, he does have the store uniform down. He has the black colors. So I think that's step number one. You come and dress prepared. Hey. Don't look at me like that.
He wants direct eye contact with you.
But, so we, so he is getting trained to be in the store, so he'll be in and out, but everyone's walking in, they're like, one of the mall people walked in yesterday to drop me something off, or Thursday to drop something off. I was sitting at the desk, and they're looking at it, and they're like, yes, that stops you from wanting to walk in here anymore now, doesn't it? We got it to deter mall management from the store. All right, you want to sit down in your little place, your little thing? All right, down, here we go. Play with your little toy. Or chew your leash, whatever you prefer. But yeah, so it's been going good. I noticed a few comments about the crate, and Dave was making a joke a minute ago about how we should train people with a crate. Not necessarily a bad idea. Cam?
Whoa.
You sold the wrong CD? Crate for 15 minutes. No, please.
Fuck you, I'm out of here.
You're not exempt. Mike!
It depends on the punishment. I'll just break out.
Did you drink the last water?
I said it has to be fair. We were talking about what our meals would be if we were in there. Like you were feeding Ashe here with his bowl. You say, get a bowl of Red Bull and a double cheeseburger from McDonald's, diced up for so I could eat it out of the bowl. And then Steve was tacos and G Fuel. Dave.
You probably put anything.
Annie Ann's lemonade.
I would go with Moe's myself.
I'm not at a
Moe's with a extra large soda with lime, please. They have the best fountain soda at Moe's. Have we ever talked about that?
They have the machine.
They have the Coca-Cola machine. By far the best. By far the best soda you can get. I mean, McDonald's is good only because it's $1 and it's relatively fresh. But Moe's has that Coca-Cola machine.
That freestyle machine is the best.
And you can put, and not to mention all the different flavors. It's just remotely fresh.
You can get pretty much anything you could desire out of there.
But I don't mind the crate training in the store.
Well, I'm gonna start putting you in it.
Me.
Missed
what reason?
behind the counter 4 weeks in a row. That's 4 weeks in the crate, my friend.
He's gonna be obnoxious with a squeaky toy. Now.
I did enjoy that before the show. The usual folks came in, and they're like, "What's the crate for?" And I feel very bad, but without missing a beat, I just went, "It's for Steve." And everybody, but the worst part was everyone accepted that. Oh, okay. Everyone was like, "Oh, ha ha," and they walked away, and I was like, "Oh God."
I mean, it could be a pretty funny gimmick if we didn't even have a dog. Like, what's the crate for? Well, when someone gets in trouble, they go in there.
Should we put the crate in one of the glass displays
Well,
though?
no, what I think though is when Ash outgrows the crate, we still leave it there because people will come in, they'll comment, and they'll go, "Oh, that's when people get in trouble," and make them ponder. Is he actually being serious, or is that like some other? And we got to put something human-like in there, like you know how the dogs have the dog bowls.
Yeah.
Like you got to put something in there that will make people think.
You
That
put
could
a
be.
iPhone charger cable leading into the side of it.
So a phone charger cable, one of those polar screw top water bottles, just laying in there.
But you know, as much I think that would really get the point across. Being sent to the cage, you wouldn't be able to have a phone. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Call 911.
We would have to put something similar to that, where people would look, "Oh wow, he actually could be telling the truth right now."
A book.
A book could be it.
Book in a bag of McDonald's.
Ash could like the McDonald's though.
No human food.
I said he's young now, but I'm gonna be sneaking him stuff very soon here.
It's been a complete change in my schedule too. Trying to maneuver, walk in the park. Well, the only problem is we got the potty training down. Besides, now at this point, if he does a mistake, it's because of me. Like not taking him out when I knew he should have gone out. Like today, we rushed in. It was starting to literally downpour when I got out of the car at 10:55. So I'm like, quick, and he wouldn't go. And I'm like, okay, we gotta quick go in because it's downpouring. And of course, I knew he was going to, and he peed in the store. Luckily, this is all tile in here, so it's easy to pick up. But for the most part, that's down. The only problem I'm having right now is walking the leash. The only problem. I got him going up the stairs, down the stairs.
That requires some serious training. Some dogs don't like it. Some
because
of
that's
them
easy exercise to get them extra. You know what I mean? I can go out and walk them. It's just like last night we went out for like 9 o'clock at night. And Glens Falls is a decent area, but there's a few streets where you may not want to be walking down at 2 a.m. And I was walking out, and it was pitch. They had like no lights on, not even the street lights were on. So I'm walking, I'm just like, oh boy. And of course he just really couldn't see where he was going, so he would not walk. So I literally had to drag him, and I'm not picking you up. And it was just like I had to pull him all the way down. It was like a 15-minute battle to go a quarter of a mile.
Ugh.
But we got there. We got it worked out. We got back home, back safe and sound. But
He seems like he's coming along pretty well, other than the biting.
He's teething.
Mm-hmm.
I call it more teething than. I think he wants to chew on anything and everything in front of him, and nothing that you want him to
that's
teeth
true.
on. You can buy as many toys as you want, but that roll of paper towels looks more interesting. Or that little piece of plastic sitting in the ground. I want to chew that more than the $20 toy that Dan just bought.
Welcome to my 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. I spend so much time and money on objects for my students, and the second I put my watch down or my glasses or my hat, they're immediately like, "Ooh, that!"
There's some aura about this things that they can't have.
Right
That
now, it's all about his leash. He wants to chew right through his leash. Hey, stop. Okay, I'm not going to Benson's after to get a new one. But, enough about me. What have you guys been up to the last 4 weeks? Anything interesting? Dave, great job with the Man Show.
Thank you.
Very interesting to watch, and I hope it's something that you continue to do.
So I have an issue where I always over-prepare material. So the hour and a half that I did without realizing I did an hour and a half set, that wasn't everything I had written on the set sheet. And that was 15 jokes I picked out of a long list of 4 years worth of material that is backed up since I stopped doing stand-up. So it'll happen. It'll happen again. Just a matter of me trying to not yammer as much.
No, but I kind of like the idea too of it, of like the variety show.
Yeah, the
You kinda
pacing
have
felt
the
perfect.
different-
Yeah.
Where like obviously you're the host and have your segment, but kind of having the other the acts come in, whether it's Steve and Brandon or another comedian or even something completely different. Maybe some a magic trick show. Maybe someone do new magic tricks.
Already did a magic trick during the show.
Well, I'm talking like
That is true.
You know what I mean? Like some.
He had it all: music, magic.
I don't. That's actually the one field. I know people in so many different walks of life and industries and workings do not know people that tell people they're magicians. And I think it's also intentional that you don't tell people you do magic because then everyone immediately
Well, let me see a
oh, you're a
trick."
comedian? Tell me a joke. Oh, you're a magician? Show me a trick.
Would you consider yourself a magician?
Yes. I work 7 days a week, Dan. And somehow magically my bills are paid.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I got a wife.
If you actually did know, I mean, I that's another Dave thing. I wouldn't know that he does a bunch of magic tricks.
I mean,
We've seen him. We've seen him somewhat.
I did a couple card tricks at the show. Do a couple close-up magic things. A lot more of the now you see me, now you don't variety where I throw something away. But
Nonetheless, there's something I didn't know prior that you do magic tricks. I think that's interesting. Another Dave. But no, I liked the show. I thought it was great, and all the other people that were in on there, and was the crowd pretty full? And
I mean, considering it was we didn't really advertise too much for fear of COVID and all that stuff. A lot of people came out on minimum to no advertising, and then getting people involved in the show was really easy, and it was a lot of fun.
no, looked good. I came in, I think that morning, and Tom had set everything up, and I looked at it, I go, this is freaking cool looking, the way he had it all set up, and the screen, and the mic, and the way he had it all, the stage type thing, even before the show, I really liked this idea just in general, before I even knew what was going to happen, and I go, this is actually pretty neat, kind of like a late night special, with a lot of different people coming in and out. So I thought that was cool. But yeah.
There was one thing that was not show related and didn't happen on the air, but the show happened. We started at around 9:30. I went for an hour and a half. Ryan did 15, 20 minutes. Steve and Brandon crushed it for a little over 15, 20. And then, the usual rigmarole pre and post shows. And so the show's over, so I opened the gate so people could leave and head on their way. And who should walk in after the show is over but Wilton Mall staple, and I'm going to call him this now, the mall cryptid, Gilbert. Gilbert walked in and just sat right down, and I was like, what's going on, Gilbert? And he was like, hey, man, what are we doing? I was like, Gilbert, we just did a show. He was like, oh, that's really cool. What time does it start? I was like, Gilbert, it started at 9:30. Or started at 8:30. Show's over, dude. It was the best, but I got to make sure to go over and be like, Gilbert, we're doing another show.
I will say, for as many years as I've spent in the mall, he's probably been the one constant person that's always been here.
Annie Ann's.
That's true too.
I mean, I think I've always known Cody and Jen to be here. If I had to walk through, and I think that every once in a while, I thought about Gilbert a couple weeks ago. I'm like, he's one of the few people that I think I would. There's really not. You see a lot of comers and goers. I mean, security. I won't see all their names, but you have a few of the people there.
There's one or two that have been around.
That have been there a while. But we've seen our influx of security we know, don't know, and we've been through a lot of security overhauls. Not that we care who's there or not. We do what we want anyway. But but Annie Ann's, I think, the stadium. Other than that, people come and go.
I don't know, buddy. Can't do it.
I'm sure people say that about us.
Cryptids.
They almost have to, but I really enjoy hearing third party when people don't talk to Mike. They know you. I'm the guy in the hat. But I enjoy the different descriptors people use for Mike. The Mexican guy, the dude with the beard, and I'm always like, what's the dude with Mike, the guy with the black hair. I've
gotten little guy before, the little guy.
Yeah,
little
you get
short
way
guy.
more descriptors than the rest of us.
Wow.
But, like Mike, you have an infinitely pool of nicknames that you could have. Like Dan gets Dan immediately, and that's it. I'm the obnoxious guy
I
in
get
the
Dave
hat.
a lot.
Really?
I think people get you and I confused because we're both D's.
Brandon does that.
That's actually, you know what, that is true. I get called Dan a couple times, but
I've got a lot of people going, hey, Dave. I go, nope, Dan. No, I'm pretty sure. No, the guy on the phone. Like, no, that's me, Dan. Oh, okay.
I had a guy looking for Dan once, and his only descriptor was tall. And I was just like, relative to me, everybody's tall. So
yeah, I was gonna say the last person we had on our employ that was tall was Germ Dog.
yeah. I was just like, yeah, he's just like, yeah, he's just the kind of tall guy. I was like, Dave and Dan are both taller than me. So, yeah, to be more and then he's like, what do you mean? It was funny. That's why I was like, I had to explain it exactly. I was like, do you see? He's like, oh yeah, me too.
So Mike, what I'm saying is you can control your nickname here at this point. You should start telling people like, I'm T-Bone.
When I'm set with people.
You can call me Oscar. Why's that? You know.
Well, I'm gonna start setting people up with random names. Oscar said I can come in and trade this in anytime.
That's how we'll know it was a questionable trade-in offer when someone's like, I have 14 game cubes. What can you give them for me? Tell them Alejandro sent you. Tell them it was Miguel.
The whole mood shifts. Oh, okay.
Just all of a sudden like, Miguel, he died.
Make sure you get the special price.
Steve, you been up to anything at all?
No.
Besides writing a 6-page NASCAR essay during Danny NASCAR last week.
What is now?
I made the bold statement, and I still stand by it, that I think NASCAR Heat on a relative scale of all the other NASCAR games has just about everything you want on it, and rather it may be just a complete remake of 4, or just a complete copy of 4. Nonetheless, it has multiple paint schemes you can get, multiple cars, multiple tracks. There's an online feature, great career mode. I said I would rank it probably an 8 out of 10. It has pretty much everything that you can have out of it. And Steve being
I felt when you said those exact words, the temperature over here went up 5 degrees, by the way.
Steve was so appalled by my statement that he immediately got off Danny NASCAR and proceeded to write was it 350 word?
It was supposed to be a 350 word. It ended up being a 2,000 word, 7-page essay.
About why NASCAR Heat 5 isn't the best NASCAR game, and what its flaws are, and how it compares to other games. So,
Do you want to read that? Not today, because Dan already read it.
no, I haven't yet. I told Steve I don't want to read it until I go on air, and I want to read it when I'm actually doing the show, so I can outline some of the points. So I think tonight I'm going to bring it and take a look at it as we're on air, and I don't know what type of criticism is going to come back Steve's way about rather I may or may not like with his arguments.
I think he'll bury you.
I have a feeling, Dan, you're going to be surprised as to how much the community agrees with Steve, because I've heard the SparkNotes
I
version.
said 2003 may be the best one, but and as far as it relates to, I didn't say NASCAR Heat 5 is the best one. I just said I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think it knocks off a lot of the key points.
But even with, sorry, not to try to now throw my hat in on it, but even with the fact that your car, like, and I don't know, Dan, what it is about the physics and you, but people tap your bumper and your car literally goes, wow!
That's part of it.
Do not know what that is.
The customization's part of it. But at the end of the day, it has everything you want to do to go. I mean, it's like I can think of other NASCAR games where they give you one paint scheme, that's it. Other ones they're like, oh, well, nope, you can't even customize cars. No online features. When you think of the actual what you can do with the game, Okay, it knocks off pretty much. It check marks all the. It checks all the check marks.
So just checking all the check marks is an automatic 8 for you?
First off,
I'd say checking all the check marks is like a
my
6
ratings
for
aren't
me.
based on individual points, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's points involved, so I would rate a game an 8.4 if I have to. Like I'm not. There's a big difference between 8 to 10.
I'd
What's
say
the-
just meeting it.
What's the game's spin rate though?
NASCAR Thunder 2003 ranked up. NASCAR 98 is probably my favorite, but I wouldn't rank it higher than NASCAR Heat 5. I think NASCAR Thunder 2003 is a pretty good. It has a lot of features on there that I think are pretty cool, and it has numerous paint schemes that you not only do you get right when you buy the game. There's no DLC packs.
And you have to race your way to unlock them all, too.
True.
Have you, I hate to do this to you, played any NASCAR between 2003 and 84?
Yeah.
I
Harvick,
would be
Total
willing
Key-
to bet that Dr. Wiley has played every single game
I'm
for
sure
NASCAR.
Steve
At least
probably-
a little bit.
Steve, first off, I think Steve can agree maybe that after 2005, maybe 6 with Total Team Control. Okay, the NASCAR game got very, very bad. 07, 08, 09. Then you get into the 10s and the 11s, and was there even a 10? There wasn't a 10, right?
They
just-
never released a NASCAR game besides NASCAR kart racing for the Wii to coincide with the 2009 season, because that was going to be with Gran Turismo 5.
Oh, that's right. They worked it into that's right. But then it started back with 11, right? And there's 11, 12, and it just those ones weren't that. Then you get into the NASCAR heats, kind of reshaped it a little bit, kind of got it, and now you look at it, and the online community is pretty big on it. And there's people. I mean, I think it's an 8 out of 10. But
There is a loyal fan base. We'll
we'll talk more about this later tonight. I'll go through and read the essay. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll definitely go through and browse through and slam some of Steve's arguments, I'm sure.
Personally, I'm right in the middle between you guys. I'd say for all the NASCAR games I've seen, I'd put it at like a 6. I'd say very acceptable with everything,
Did
but
you give it a
leaves
rating?
me wanting more for a lot of stuff.
Did you give NASCAR Heat 5 a rating on it? Did you ever give one?
10.
Yeah. And that's what the essay is about,
A lot of that
proving.
has to do with every other NASCAR game does all of that stuff better.
Mhm.
It's just the mediocrity of what they gave us.
It's kind of like the Need for Speed syndrome going for a little bit,
Yes.
where they have so much in one of the older games, and then each game that comes out of that, they start taking stuff out of it.
I think 4 out of 10 is a little harsh.
How many customers I have in here coming for Need for Speed asking me, can you customize the cars in this one every
Don't
time
even
they
get
buy
me
it?
started with Need for Speed's pretty easy. Need for Speed is Most Wanted. I'm sorry. If you don't think Most Wanted is the best Need for Speed game, that's why it's the highest priced one for original Xbox.
Or 360, right? Yeah, it's a 360 one.
No, but it
though,
came out-
That Most Wanted 2007 or 8?
2005.
Okay, yeah, that one was cool.
Are you sure that's Xbox 3?
Yeah. It might have been both, but I know
I
there's...
think it's both.
It was a launch title for the 360.
No.
All right. I got that for when I got the 360 when it first came out, and then I got the Red Ring.
I don't play many racing games, but even I enjoyed that one for a little bit.
They're just such a great. It's such a great campaign. There's a bunch of cars you can get. You can customize all of them. It's a great.
You get their
great-
pink slips when you beat people and
Yeah,
stuff.
and then you clean their car. The photos of everyone was pretty interesting. They came out with a revival. That one was okay, but it's still not great.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're gonna try to copy our success for the first one. Instead
That
of
one
trying to
was
make
dope.
games more like that one, we're just gonna try to completely copy it. And Need for Speed Rivals, the launch one for
That one was awesome.
Xbox One and PlayStation 4 was. I used to play that in the store when we first when all of them came in. That game got a lot of my time.
Dan's like this close from the TV when PS4 just came out with the absurd graphics and like the rain's flying in it. It was pretty cool.
And the siren. I was always the cop, never the racer.
Super loud rain standing right next to it.
Yeah, the
I won't- That was my introduction to next gen consoles though. When PS4 and Xbox One dropped, I was pretty pleased with that.
But speaking of new games coming out, E3 this past weekend. Any exciting news coming out of there? Steve, anything for NASCAR? I know we were kind of hopeful before.
Not yet.
Oh, boy.
There's still. I'm waiting for Capcom tonight. That's the one.
Well, today's the last day, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Capcom goes at 5:30, which is probably right about now, and they're probably saying something more about Resident Evil Village. I'm either going to be happy when we close this up or sad.
But let's be, is E3 even relevant anymore? Like, I mean, I know they not, but is it really?
That is quite a hard stance.
Is it?
Well, if
Is
we go off
Xbox
Twitch
there?
numbers, they have like 250,000 viewers the whole
Microsoft
time.
is back at it. Yes.
Okay, what about Sony? Are they there?
Nope.
Okay.
So-
Nintendo?
Yes.
And Sony's angry right now.
Although Nintendo did what they've done for forever. Nintendo was the first one to go, yeah, we're going to do our own things, but we'll do something at E3 to support you. And E3 was like, that's cool. And then Microsoft and Sony were like, we're taking our ball and going home too. And he was like, wait, damn it.
Did they even have one last year?
No, they canceled it.
No, they didn't.
Because it was it was going to be an in-person convention, and everything was put around, having these presenters in front of a live audience, and was not possible.
So anything? Were you able to get a list pulled up, or what?
Yes.
Any exciting? What do we got?
Well, the biggest thing is next year E3 will be back in Los Angeles.
Where's it right now?
Right now it's digital only.
Oh, completely digital, yeah.
Wow.
Yo, you can't even go to it?
Nope. Next year is going to be the first time they're returning to their roots.
Better safe than sorry
At the LA
this
Convention
point.
Center in Los Angeles, California. They had the governor of California open it up. Which is why when they first announced it, Dan, and the guy goes, and then we're going to go over to a special presenter. And I was like, oh, great. And I looked at him and I was like, bah! I was like, E3's canceled forever. Lights go down.
So what's been announced so far? Hit me with some games.
The ones you wanted to hear about. Just Dance 2022. Halo Infinite. Still yet does not have a concrete release date, but they did show more about it, and they are saying...
I was pleased with what I saw.
How can it not have a date yet? No, seriously, like who gets behind planning
If
this
they
stuff?
don't give you a date, and you can't be disappointed when they don't meet
That's
it.
not the point. That
is 100% of the marketing strategy.
That should have been out already last season. That didn't come out, and now we're just.
Right now, they're trying not to give anybody an excuse to be upset.
Well, people are upset.
And with the failure that was Halo 5, they're trying to make sure this one goes right, which is probably for the best.
Do we really think it's gonna go right?
I think it's gonna.
Honestly, do we really think
It's
gonna
gonna do
right?
better than 5, but I think it's just gonna have
Well,
its
really,
time
because
and
5
then
was
fall
supposed
off.
to be the big remake of everything, supposed to be the big Halo game.
I think the
Back to
age we're at right
Guardian,
now
and
is
that was a complete
people
flop.
are thirsty again. We were getting a little oversaturated there. Then everything slowed down from the COVID times and stuff, and now people are thirsty for
I hate
games
to say
again.
it, Halo. People are thirsty for it, but Halo is a dying trend.
That's why they're trying to get this one right.
it. Halo 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations, you guys put yourself on the map. Halo 4, garbage. Halo Reach, garbage. Halo ODST, garbage. Halo Wars 1 and 2. I shouldn't even be mentioning.
ODST, first of all,
garbage.
is an expansion of 3.
I don't care. It's still garbage. And Guardians, garbage. Halo 4 multiplayer ruined just about everything I liked about Halo.
Fair. Halo 4
It's a
multiplayer was
stupid
garbage.
multiplayer game. I don't like having to kill a person 5 times to get a kill. When I am playing multiplayer and I'm battling for kills, when I kill the guy, it should be over. There shouldn't be.
This is like
wow, he's
music
back
to my
alive
ears
again.
right now.
Oh wow, I got his shield down, but now he just used some kind of power and his shield's back up. I gotta kill him all over again to get a kill. I'm not looking for a 20-minute battle to get a kill. Sorry, not interested in it.
So for 10 years, you've tried to hold that match that you had Tommy play for you and beat me in Halo 4.
Mike, we're not even gonna get into that. We're not even gonna get
and
into
you
that.
and
The
you hold
reality
that
is-
as a thing, and now you just went on quite the spree saying Halo 4 is stupid, doesn't count.
It's a garbage game. It's an absolutely a garbage game. It is ridiculous. You can fly around
I'm
a
happy to hear
jetpack.
that.
You can use the boost button.
Vindication for Mike.
Like, I mean, what's wrong with good old Halo 1 and 2 multiplayer?
Those 2 is my favorite. 1's fun. 3 is overrated, but people are fucking crazy about it still.
Hey, newsflash, Microsoft. How about we just redo Halo 1 Okay, I know we have the new anniversary edition,
Boo.
and let's literally remake Halo 1 and release that, and it would do better than I'm sure this new one
Well,
coming
damn,
out.
this new Halo doesn't have a number behind it. It's just Halo. Halo Infinite.
Whatever. I'm telling you right now, everyone, mark my words, everyone will be disappointed with Halo.
That's not really a hard stance. That's
Is it?
probably the normal stance.
I'm actually-
If that
I'm
game
so
is bad,
thirsty.
are you going to throw your Series X out a window?
No.
Is that
But
how
I'll
we're going to do that?
But I'll have to make some kind of statement. Obviously, if I find the game to be completely interesting, I'm sure this will be clipped, and I'm sure I'll have to. What's the saying? When you say something that's wrong, or
Eat your words or
Eat crow.
eat crow or something. So, but
You'll have to recant
and
your
I'm
previous statement.
thirsty for a good game too. I actually would play Halo right now if it came out.
And say the thirst is quite palpable for a wet title to drop right now.
I mean, did you guys see the wetness from Battlefield 2042? There was literally a hurricane.
That game does look kind of cool, dude.
Well, the problem is they're doing exactly what every single Battlefield game does, and it shows how busy the maps can be when coordination is going on.
Yeah.
What they didn't show is what happens when the public gets their hands on it. And then you have a 14-year-old going, I want to be in the tank! And then drives the tank off a cliff, and then the tank is gone. And then the opposing team has vehicles, and you don't, and everyone's getting mowed down. Like,
Pretty good point.
We used to
I
have
like
a
that.
rule for Battlefield. Do you remember what that rule was?
I'd say we did. We just didn't discuss it or something. We weren't allowed to discuss.
Battlefield was not to be discussed in the store at
I did
all.
almost forget about that.
And I
is that
get-
why we literally, no matter what Battlefield game comes out, no one ever touches it?
Nope.
Pretty much, I guess.
That game has been shunned from this store
The
years ago.
rivalry started. What was the two that were competing with each other? It was Battlefield 3 and maybe Black Ops 2, or maybe one before that. But they were going against each other hard for.
And we had a ton of propaganda come in the store from numerous employees that were always trying to, Battlefield's cool. Come on, guys, let's give it a try. Nope.
We were trying to stick to our guns hard, but that was Battlefield. I think did win that battle.
It did not
overall.
win the battle. What battle did it win?
More fans, I think.
Really?
Not the kind of fans
I mean,
cared.
You're telling me Battlefield has more fans than Call of
Not
Duty?
now.
They have a
Maybe
more
now.
diehard
Give me
fan
a break,
base.
Mike.
I think more taste, more culture to fans.
They have more of a diehard fan base, and they have less of a strict turnover when the game. Like Call of Duty has a big wave when it comes out, and then the wave subsides, and that's the amount of people that are going to be playing it. Battlefield doesn't seem to ebb and flow as much. People
It's
that
just-
have it
yeah.
play it, and people that don't get it do not buy it at all.
It's for like a whole nother customer base. I feel like people that really want to get like lost in like the Battlefield.
The guy that got headshotted by a 10-year-old and was like, "It's Call of Duty's dead to me."
All right, so we got Battlefield. What else is on the radar?
Say while we're on the subject, Call of Duty.
They
They're
announced
going
one?
Vanguard, World War II. It's my favorite. Dan hates it, but he knows I've always dominated the World War II title, so it's another year of Mike coming. And not only that, they are completely revamping the war zone to be World War II as well, so you can't escape it.
Wow. We didn't even play the most recent Call of Duty.
What we played it a little.
We
Me and
did
Tom
not.
did.
Cold War really didn't get.
Not as
I
much.
didn't buy a copy. Did you buy a copy?
I played it briefly when it was out, and I liked it, but no one else was playing, so
Did
what am I
you?
going to play it
Did
for?
you?
I don't play Call of Duty.
All right. You and me are
Whoa,
the
whoa,
ancillary.
whoa,
You and me,
whoa,
you and me
whoa,
don't
whoa,
count
whoa.
as the ancillary gamers.
You're
I know,
sitting
but
at this table for behind the counter. Okay, first off, it was almost a strike. That Mike might have put a strike that you shit on Batman versus Superman, and now you throw out the statement, "I don't play Call of Duty."
Growing up, I,
Did he not just say it like that?
He did.
He
Ice
literally sat
cold,
there
yeah.
and he looked at Dave like this, and he goes, "I don't play Call of Duty."
what game did you get very deep into though?
Overwatch.
And
It was fun.
what was before Overwatch?
Does it start with the W?
Was it Fortnite?
It was Fortnite. Steve's that gamer.
I just want to go on the record. Growing up, I never had a PS3 or a 360. I had the Wii.
So he's got
Still
some
Call of
true
Duty's in the
Nintendo
Wii.
roots here. I could see it. He
Do
likes
people
his
do?
fun titles like Animal Crossing and Mario. I like a little violence in my games. Sometimes Mario punching the shit out of Goombas can't do it for me.
You know what game I really look forward to and was super disappointed that I'm not already 40 hours into it. They did the 30-minute talking about Back for Blood.
Rambo.
The people that made Left 4 Dead 1 made their own version for now, and it's coming out in September. Cannot wait for it because it's going to be that 4 team going against superpowered undead and then regular undead, and it's going to be the best. And it was supposed to come out this month, and then they delayed it. But this time they showed, here's why we delayed it, and they showed what they were showing and what they have now, and it's like, okay, fair. Shut up and take my money again.
Overwatch 2, anything there?
They're waiting till
BlizzCon, probably.
Blizzard's gonna be waiting till it's not BlizzCon this year. It's gonna be something else, because they canceled BlizzCon again this year. Games that Dan's gonna have no interest in, so I will not bother to talk about them. Forza Horizon 5 got announced, and the graphics in that, once again, Forza blows it away. With graphics and gameplay, the cars
Can they really get any better? I mean, every Forza game looks great. Can they really enhance them that much more than what they are? I mean, I know the pictures.
I mean, look at that thumbnail.
Yeah, that looks great. But like, if I look at the other ones, are they really that much?
That is pretty nice.
I mean, it's pretty nice.
I need to get my hands on one of those new systems soon.
Every time I randomly walk into Target or Best Buy, I always look and it's never there. I think they're pulling a stunt now where you have to go up and ask at the counter if they have them. I don't think they put them in the cases anymore.
No, they're the next gen systems.
Yeah,
they're never going to put the next gen systems out anymore.
But I think they play the game where if you were to, like Target Tag quick ran in, and I was actually I was checking to see if they have the Wave 4 that came out, and no, they don't have them. But I was walking through the gaming section, but I noticed they don't have the flyers up anymore that says this location does not carry them. So I'm like,
Well,
I never see them in there. So I bet you it's one of those. If you go up to the counter and go,
the trick
hey,
is?
What?
It's not going up to the counter. It's on the app. On the Target app, it'll say, "Hey, we have some S's, but you have to prepay for them on the app before you even come to the store."
Jeez.
It's not about promoting apps. That's the thing you don't like. You won't do that, will you?
It's promoting the apps, and it's also preventing that one sweaty guy from buying one, walking to his car,
That's true, too.
taking his hat off, coming back in, and buying another one, or paying telling his friend, "Hey, here's $400. Go in there and buy the 3 more of them."
And yet they always seem to win somehow.
But then can't you just take your friend and be like, "Hey, man, download this app,"
Yep.
and
You can do it in an app, but just for example, do you have the Target app?
Yeah.
Do you?
I had it.
Okay, so you don't, and you are never gonna have it. Me and Steve are gonna buy one, but we're not gonna get the other 2. Like the app is a pretty good way of
But
staying
can't you
ahead.
make multiple user accounts?
No, not well. You can, and of course, you fucking losers online do
They always
that.
try. They always find a bad.
there's always a way.
I'm the guy. There's a guy probably sitting at home that has 3 phones and all different accounts, and they're like, "Oh, they got him! Bam, 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 bam."
I just wanted to buy fucking baseball cards. Thanks, pal.
Man,
It's everything these days.
Guardians of the Galaxy is getting a full game as they did with the Avengers.
That could
it's gonna
be
be coming
fun.
out on all the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, and PC.
Are those games ever successful though?
Yes.
This
But
one, the Avengers started slow, but then they really moved it along with free content. Some stuff's not free. That's where the most of the disappointment is. But the gameplay and stuff is all good.
I guess Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I don't know. Is that a franchise that really would be successful in a video game?
I think it will do better as a video game than Avengers did.
there's
I think
less
it's-
expectation on it too.
Yeah. It's more of the theme of jokingness and stuff like that. And
So, Dan, you won't like this per se, but did you see Rainbow Six Extraction? Either of you guys or anyone in chat at home?
actually, that's one I did not see. Is it good?
Oh my God! It's the exploration of the idea of a little bit of sci-fi put into Rainbow Six mechanics. So you're an extraction team when missions go awry, and you have to go save these people. So it's a sci-fi shooter in essence.
But with the mechanics of Rainbow
Yes,
Six.
of Rainbow Six Siege. So
in.
you have a bigger character that's able to destroy walls and this and that and the other. One person has like a little bit of a connection to blah 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 and all this. Nintendo announced, showed more about the next main story Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh boy.
The open world Pokemon game.
Actually.
So instead of you remember how in Pokemon it was linear. You would go to point A to B to C to D. You'd fight these gyms and then this one's literally going to be open world where you wander around and you see the Pokemon in the grass before you go in there, and like all these other things. It's going to be awesome.
So they're not doing the 2 titles anymore?
They are, so they are, but this time the next one's going to be a remaster of Diamond and Pearl for the current systems, and then they're doing Arceus as the main story release. But it's coming out in 2022 in January.
Any mentions of any Need for Speeds?
None that I saw.
I saw that. No.
WWE? Wow, all the Dan games are
Dan
just getting
games
are
shit on.
WWE is being very careful about that because the last 2 games they released were Battlegrounds. Did anyone play that? No. That's right. It was crap. And 2K, the last 2K game was
No.
They just did. They just finished up the Capcom showcase and
Resident Evil news.
Resident Evil 8 DLC,
That's what I expected.
Monster Hunter Stories 2 for the Switch.
Stories.
The Great Ace Attorney, prequel of the Phoenix Wright games, and then a Street Fighter tournament, and that's it.
Pretty Capcom.
They did have to announce that Street Fighter tournament because they restructured the entire thing and how it's going to go. So that'll be very interesting. Far Cry 6 got more announcements about it.
That was cool.
That game,
Yeah.
I don't. Did you see anything about it?
That's
Have you-
one I'll
have you
dive
seen-
into for a little bit.
Oh, Dan, it is literally going to be a film. It's going to be and it's going to be a good film, not a shite film.
Can we all agree that with all the time they've had off, or all the time they've had to work on the games, that all the games should be relatively...
All these ones should be good.
Yeah,
I mean, they
Yes,
they really
they
have
absolutely
no
should.
excuse
Yep.
for why they shouldn't, like, Battlefield and Far Cry and let's say like Assassin's Creed or anyone that's coming out. They've had, I mean, I take it aside, it's been a pandemic, but they've had a lot of time to work on these games and get them fine-tuned. And I would be very disappointed in games coming out with bugs that were announced, like Halo, for example. Halo wasn't just announced.
That's got to
this
be
season.
perfect when it drops.
Halo
yeah.
they've been working on that for how long?
Years.
And they've gotten an extra 12 months out of it. They should be developing and dropping a pretty solid game.
Yep.
Call of Duty, okay, they've had the usual time span 'cause they did do one last year.
What's the 3 companies? Each company gets 3 years,
Treyarch,
basically. Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward. Yeah. This next one's by Sledgehammer. I'm pretty excited for another World War II.
Sledgehammer.
Instead of the
Any
Germany
other final
side,
games
it's
that are worth bringing up.
None that would necessarily light us on fire, but there were some RPGs and RTSs that got announced that got quite a bit of fun.
Dying Light 2. Kind of cool.
I will say, as the only person that's going to be owning a PlayStation 5 at this table, or at least shooting for one, Steve. Microsoft's announcement, they were very careful to dance around not saying, oh, these games are exclusive to one system or another. They did not announce anything. Mike and I literally, Dan, you should watch back on the store film when they flashed up the Skyrim 10-year anniversary logo. Both Mike and I were like, great, more Skyrim. That's what I really wanted.
They even know how the people are feeling about Skyrim now, and they're just feeding into it almost now.
I would hope that a lot of these games, too, will develop cross-platform.
That is kind of a
multiplayer.
thing.
I mean, at this point, are we really still playing the game of not doing cross-platform? Call of Duty, Fortnite, NASCAR. I mean, you think of all the games that can be more successful with a cross-multiplayer platform.
Diablo 2 Remaster is going to be on all systems with cross-progression, it said.
Overwatch is getting cross-platform. No excuses. No excuses. I bought you a copy.
Dan or
I
Dave,
deep
he's
down
not allowed to
I-
play with us because he stinks.
I deep down I do indeed have a desire to play Overwatch. I like the
Every Friday, we would love
I
to
like
have you. We
the-
play custom games.
Take him, please.
I like the big team element to it. I like the 6-person team.
I think you would really like the custom games we do every Friday, where it rotates who's on every team, so that if it stacks out,
Cross-platform, that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
and it won't be cross-platform comp, so we won't be getting paired with the sweaties from PC that have been
All right. I don't know. I think we've almost or just about at the time. We got
Good,
anything else that we didn't bring out?
Not particular.
Well, it's good to be back out of here behind the counter. What we have next? We have Danny NASCAR next. No Look Podcast is on Thursdays now. So they're going to go before Thirsty Thursdays. So I can't I guess I won that war of words between the two shows. So the fact that they're switching nights, I guess they can't handle the Danny.
Oh, yeah, the football argument.
When I bring up
The Packers
Aaron-
argument.
Austin, not a true Aaron Rodgers or Packers fan, and Tyler deep down being a Buccaneers fan. Must be the. can't
So
handle
you
it.
took that to heart, that Dan smack talk. The rebuttal was one for the ages, I would say.
I think a winner has been declared.
you gotta watch back the first one when they moved from Monday to Tuesday. The look on both of their faces when I posted, "Welcome to Tuesdays, guys," and they realized that they were curtained right up with me and Boater, and that's why they're doing Thursday, because they're like, none of that shit. The look on both their faces was like, ah!
But they're joining the Thursday schedule right after Power Surge. So yeah, so we got that. So I don't know, anything new around the store? Had a bunch of pops in.
Yep.
A bunch of cool new pops.
Trade-ins have just been destroying the walls. Like,
The business has been booming, which is
We got
good.
lots. And it's June. We got through May, the depressing May.
I know.
Actually was
Ash is
busy,
right.
yeah.
It was busy. That's what I'm saying. The fact that we got through it and it was busy, and it's still busy now. We got a cool Seinfeld set, the mini moments.
it's the whole Seinfeld apartment.
It's actually pretty neat. I was like, I gotta put one of these together. This is a classic set piece for somewhere in the store.
I guess we could go through this set real quick. These quick deaths that we experienced. Johnny broke the Wienermobile, and He-Man sliced the hole in Skeletor's forehead.
Completely unacceptable. And I think punishment needs to be deemed acceptable on Johnny, that we do something. I don't know what needs to be destroyed as a counter.
When it was just the Wienermobile, I thought revenge was reasonable, but since he was already getting revenge against you with the Skeletor, I think you guys are even now.
I don't think so. I think it's absurd to be breaking set pieces around here
To the
for his
fucking
own,
great.
for his own pleasure. It's ridiculous.
That's between you and Johnny?
You would have to knock Johnny unconscious to get him in there.
All right, Ash is taking Mike's seat, so he
He's
wants
trying
to
to
join
bite
the
my
show.
mic cable.
So, with that being said, you guys have anything else?
This Wednesday, Dead by Daylight is going to be releasing the Resident Evil content. It's going to change how Dead by Daylight is played, and I'm going to be streaming that on the weekend Wednesday. Super excited for it, and here's hoping that it's less than $25 for all of it, but, we'll figure it out.
I'm actually off this Wednesday, so if you want to plan something more, I know it's short notice, but I'm going to say
We'll have so much time for custom games!
There you go.
Extra Dave Wednesday, tune in for.
God, XL Weekend Wednesday, the thing that nobody likes.
Mike is out camping in the woods this week.
Maybe I'll text Tom and be like, "Do you want to play some Overwatch?" No.
Hey, might.
All right, that's it for this episode. Behind the Counter, Dating NASCAR. I'll be back later tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll go from there. Otherwise, make sure you guys tune in, follow for all the shows this week. Other than that, hope you guys have a great week. See you next week on Behind
Welcome
the
back,
Counter.
Dan.
Thank you, guys. It's good to be back. And that's it. Adios.